In the past year, the game of golf has grown at a rate like never seen before, with over 500,000 new players playing in the past year. With golf growing so rapidly, it's quite common to see all these brand new golf courses popping up out of nowhere and places like Top Golf coming into popularity. So why not want to learn the game a little bit and have a little understanding of how it's played with the popularity of it among everybody, really, and especially millennials. Um, I've played golf for almost my whole life, starting when I was 3. So I've played for about 15 years. I've also played for my middle school, and I also have played for my high school. So I've played for a while, and I have a pretty good understanding of the game. And today I want to talk about the 3 types of shots you're normally going to take on a golf hole or when you're playing. And that's going to be your tee shot or your drive. You're also going to have your shot from your fairway or your approach shot. And then you're also going to have your short game. So let's talk about what it takes to have an effective drive. So what most people want to do is when they get up to the tee box to go hit their first shot with this big giant club they want to just smash this little white ball, but it's not really all like that. You want to kind of think before just hitting. You don't want to put all your power into it. There's a lot that goes into it. So your club head is designed to generate speed. That's where people mess up the first part. They want to hit it really hard, but that's probably the biggest mistake people make, because that generally is going to throw your ball off in a crazy direction. It's either going to top it and go 5 yards, or slice it really hard right and go 200 yards, but in the wrong direction. You don't want that to happen. So you just want the club to do the work. You want to just let it come down naturally. You don't want to try to force it. You want to make sure you square your shoulders with your feet and have your chest hanging over the ball. And your shoulders are going to be how you aim. So if you could imagine before you hit a golf ball, this right here, this shoulder area, if you could imagine a pole like laying across here straight, that's most likely where your ball is going to go if you hit it correctly, like right where it needs to be on the club. So, and also the drive is very important because you're able to get so much extra yardage underneath the ball by teeing it up. It's able to create a lot more power and velocity because it's not being affected by the friction with the ground. So it's very, very hard to make up for a tee shot, so you want to make sure you get good contact and you're able to get a good hit. So after you have completed your drive, you're going to do what is now called an approach shot, which is going to be your shot from the fairway. And while you're in the fairway, the most important thing is going to be your club selection. And that's going to be depending on how far away you are from the green. And let's say hypothetically you were 160 yards away from the green. You're going to want to use a 4 or a 5 iron, because the face of the club is not going to have much degree, loft as we call it. It's going to be pretty straight, pretty perpendicular, and that's going to cause the ball to go farther, and it's going to have less spin, so it's going to be able to roll. But if you were a little closer, you would want to use like maybe 120 yards. You would want to use maybe an 8 iron, because it's going to have more loft, which means it's going to be angled more like this way at like a 30-degree angle, and that's going to cause the ball to go higher. You're going to be able to put it where you want it more, meaning you're going to have a little more accuracy with the club, and it's also going to have more spin on the ball, which is going to cause the ball to stop wherever it lands if it's generating enough spin. Also, if your drive doesn't go exactly where you want it to and you find yourself in the tall grass to the side and you might be under a tree, it's smart to play the golf ball off your right foot, because that would cause your ball to have a very low flight pattern and stay below all of these free hanging limbs. And once you have had an effective approach shot, you should be on the green or pretty close to it, and that is going to be the short game. That's going to consist of your chipping and your putting, and I would consider the chipping and putting aspect of golf to be more of an art than a skill. It's very, very difficult. It's all about feel. And with that, we're going to talk about chipping. And chipping is very difficult because you cannot hit the ball too hard, you cannot hit it too soft, you can't break your wrist. You basically have to play perfect because the slightest thing will cause your ball to not move at all or run off the green very fastly. So you just want to have full control. And with putting, it's basically the same thing. You just want to be one with the ball, all control. You just never want to go too hard or too slow. It's really all about feel. And putting is very humbling as well. You can read a green, think you know the way the ground is lying, and you think you have set yourself up for a perfect shot, and it could go the exact opposite way. But that's just how the game is. It's the most humbling aspect of golf. And with all that being said, I believe you effectively can learn the game of golf and not feel so clouded going out to do it. And you now can go out, have fun, and play the game.